Special thank you to EA for providing access to the Artist Studio Kit. Hello and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are in the world of San Sequoia, building on this lot located here, which its actual name is Manzanita Terrace if you're looking for it. I believe it's blank by default, so it's a great place to build on. It's kind of near like water and stuff, so it's a great little spot. There's a lot of other buildings and shell buildings kind of around, so it's kind of a little bit of like a bustling area of San Sequoia. So the story with this particular build is that it was once a brick making factory, and it has now been turned into beautiful industrial artist lofts, which is actually the build name. So with this particular build, we are using the Artist Studio Kit, and we are building 2 residential rental units with these lofts. And not only are we using the Artist Studio Kit, but we are also using some other kits. In fact, 18 packs and kits, kind of mixture in total, but these Moschino stuff windows, which I've never used before up until this point. I've tried many of times to build like a loft speed build kind of like this and use these windows, but I don't know, I just couldn't get it to go right, but this is like the perfect build to use them for. So yeah, before we go any further, I do want to make note that The Sims dropped the Life and Death reveal trailer, which is the next expansion pack for The Sims 4, coming out on October 31st, 2024. So yeah, very exciting. I have to say the trailer looks great. If you happen to be pre-ordering the pack, feel free to use my creator code. This is how you do that in the EA app. So you can just enter my code, and that will provide a small commission and help support me as a creator, but don't feel pressured to use it. So yeah, if you are pre-ordering the new pack, feel free. You do get 3 bonus items, I believe, with pre-ordering. It's like digital deluxe or like exclusive content as like a pre-order gift. So that's pretty cool. Has nothing to do with my code. That's just what the pack is coming with. So yeah. As far as the trailer, it looks great. The world is interesting. It looks like there's going to be a new world, and there's a new career where it looks like you can basically play as Grim Reaper, which is actually fascinating. Or you can like work alongside Grim. At least that's kind of what I also kind of gathered from the reveal trailer. But I actually really loved the little reveal trailer, and I love the song on it. I actually know what that song is, but it's cool to hear it in Simlish because it's actually a pretty like vulgar song. So it was quite shocking that they used that song in a reveal trailer. But yeah, so the build, I couldn't decide on brick texture, but we end up using these city living bricks, which have less white space between them. Like there's still like the white, I don't know what you'd call it, like mortar between the bricks, but it's less visible. And originally I was going to put the bedrooms upstairs here and kind of figure out a layout, and then have like an artist studio downstairs, but it would have been by the kitchen. And I was like, this just isn't working. So I actually ended up taking a break quite a few days. And then I came back to the speed build, and we will like switch out to this, but you will watch me, kind of put it together how I originally thought I was going to do it. But then we do kind of switch it out when I do come back to it, and kind of reshape it a little bit and fix it up in a better way, I think, because we put the bedroom on the first floor underneath the staircase there. You have your bathroom down there as well. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I also changed where your Sims will enter the building, because there was kind of this dead space underneath the staircase. Because my idea originally was to have like your Sims walk up a level, and then this like lower level here that like I'm furnishing would be considered like an above ground basement kind of thing. So you kind of like all the living spaces down below. But anyway, we do change that because it's like, I don't know what to do with this dead space. It's just these weird long rooms that were going to be part of like each unit. Or I was thinking of like a joint laundry room, but nah, it just didn't work out that way. So we do switch that and kind of make a entrance or lobby area, and have the front door be on the first floor, and then on the second level, off of the little loft space and the what will become studio spaces, there's actually like patio doors which leads out to a shared space which will have a barbecue grill, some lounge seating, some potted planters. And I thought it was nice to have that shared and not be exclusive to either of the units. And considering that, like, 2 to 4 Sims could live here, like you could have a single Sim living here, you could have 2 Sims living in each unit. So it's kind of already a little bit more like you're obviously going to know your neighbor. So yeah, it's cool to have that, I guess. So yeah, this was the original, like, what I was thinking in my head. Like, yeah, let's put the kitchen under the stairs. And then I'm like, where are you going to put the studio, Arthur? Like, that just makes no sense. Because like that, like the weird, like L-shaped almost room there was going to be like the only bathroom in the loft. And then, like, I guess the longer room space underneath the steps would have become like studios of some sort. So yeah, this is where we're changing it out, because like I just deleted the stairs and put in a new door on the front of the building. And then yeah, we're shifting everything around because I was like, yeah, I just don't like how it looked. It wasn't exactly how I wanted it to be. And I think this makes, like I said, much more sense having it this way as opposed to what I was going to do before, which really wasn't defined or set out as all, like, just, it wasn't really thought out, I guess, is what I was trying to say. So yeah, I left the ceiling fan up there because otherwise, if I put it in the bedroom on the first floor, the ceiling heights are very low. I think it's like the default wall height down there. So I kind of felt like your Sims would get their heads chopped off, or it would have clipped in the bed. So it's like, no. So we do have to figure out a way to put a kitchen in, but we do manage. It's kind of like a galley kitchen hybrid kind of thing. I don't know. It's a little bit broken up. And I wanted to keep the decorative, like steel beams here, but I was trying to work around the kitchen, but I didn't want to clip the kitchen stuff. So we do swap that out, and I ended up moving the fridge to the side by the door. There's like this little like alcove area, and I thought it was perfect to have like a little coffee or tea bar, but also have like your fridge over there, which is kind of a little more out of the way, and a little less, I don't know, visually distracting. It's a little more visually appealing, I guess. It's kind of nice to have that area because it's also like a drop zone, which I cluttered it up to make it feel like that. Also turned the staircase because it was kind of close there. Like Sims would come down and then like you would just be like, hello, there's the the TV bookcase shelving thing. So it's like, yeah, we don't want Sims to just go right into that. So it's nice to have the staircase turn at the bottom just a little bit there. So yeah, painting out. I do love how the bedrooms and the bathrooms turned out. I would have loved if we would have had like a sliding door, pocket door kind of situation, but we don't. I ended up keeping the bedroom and the bathroom entirely open. Like there's no door separating between the 2 rooms, which some people may be like, ooh, there's no privacy, but it's okay because generally you're going to have a single Sim living here, like a bachelor or whatever. So in my mind, I thought it was okay because like who needs privacy if it's just like one Sim in their cool little art studio. So yeah, I did keep all of the original objects as well that I had on the first floor that I was trying to fit in. I just kind of moved them up, and this works out way better. It gives your Sim way more space to be creative, and you can kind of change up the displays that they're going to paint from reference from and all that kind of fun stuff. So really cool. And I love the view that you get from this lofty area. And you get a lot of views, not just out the windows here, like where the easel is, but just over the entire loft. So I thought this is just, I'm very much approve of this layout and change for the better, I think. And then we have to do it to the other side. But with these particular units, they are kind of the same. They're basically mirrored copies almost of each other in the sense that like you have the same cabinets and the same wall, like brick and and general furnishings, but you have different color swatches. So I imagine that these units already came pre-furnished and you had just some like basic furnishing, but I do change up the layout a little bit, which we'll get to. So it's nice to have a little bit of variation, even if most of the stuff is the same. But I just thought that was a little bit easier for the furnishing because, I mean, I love furnishing, don't get me wrong, but, you know, doing two big, essentially, houses like this is a little daunting, if you will. So, yeah. I did stuff suitcases underneath the stairs there and then put a bust on top, which is something that came with the artist studio kit. Wow, I cannot talk today, probably because I'm absolutely freezing right now. I'm currently sitting in a sweatshirt and sweatpants, and it's actually been very cold. It's like October came around and was like, yep, let's just drop the temperatures. And we've been getting highs in like 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit and overnight lows like 35 to 40. And if you don't follow Fahrenheit, that's basically highs 10 to 12 degrees or overnight lows 1 to 4 degrees Celsius. And then like inside the house, we have no heat on yet. Like we're trying. It was 60 degrees this morning in the house. Like it's 60 degrees and it's absolutely freezing, to be honest. That's 15 degrees, just in case for those Celsius ones. So yeah, it's very frigid, but we're trying to make it to the end of October without putting the heat on. But I really don't think that's gonna happen. I don't know if it's been frigid where you are. Has fall or autumn basically just flew in? And I mean, I like it because it's also making all of the trees and the leaves change and it's really starting to feel all nice and cozy, but I don't know, it's just very chilly, especially when you're showering too, because like you're wet and stepping out is just cold. Plus it generates a lot of steam, even though you have like a fan in your bathroom or whatever, like an exhaust fan, like where the shower is, like it does not really help. We need heat. But I know it is a little too early. I mean, it's only like the second week of October, but I don't know. I kind of feel like we're going to have like a full on winter this year. Like I think we're going to have it pretty rough over here in the Northeast United States. I don't know. It seems that way because in the past like few years, we've gotten like pretty normal, like warm temperatures, even at this time of year and even around like Christmas and stuff, like later in the year. And then winter didn't really take hold until like January, February. And I mean, it was frigid and we get like cold blasts from Canada and stuff. But like, I don't know, this is just a little too cold too early, but it also kind of, it's fine, I guess. I'm not complaining. I guess I'm just a little cold and uncomfortable in the house. I also need to like swap out the bedding on the bed, I think, because I still have like a light like summer blanket or like a summer quilt. And I think it's time to switch to the winter one, especially with these chilly nights. But yeah. I also want to mention this build is available on the gallery. I can't believe I didn't do that already. But yeah, here is the gallery listing. It's called Industrial Artist Lofts. If you're looking for it, it has 2 rental units. Each unit is 1 bed, 1 bath. I used Artist Studio Kit amongst 18 other different like expansions and kits. It's a variety, but the gallery will tell you what you need. It's a 30 by 20 lot. 119,251 simoleons overall. And it only runs you around 200 simoleons to rent. I say that because one unit is like 198 simoleons and the other one's 200. So I'm just going to round it off and say 200. So yeah, just to make it easier, because like you might as well just be the same. I don't know. I don't know the differences. But we are now into the second unit, and I decided to lighten it up a little bit in here. Instead of doing like black accents and stuff and black or darker hardwood floors and railings, I just made everything white. Even the like, what do you call it? Like the HVAC vents here, I guess, like the steel tubes, I made those white as well. And then the kitchen is basically white, but I try to mirror stuff as much as possible. But obviously things are going to be flipped because it's like a different way anyway. but I do like the subtle color changes over here. As far as which unit I'd pick, I think they're both like equally very well decorated and nicely decorated. So I don't really have a particular favorite. They're both really nice. When I moved a sim in here to like play and play test and make sure everything's functional, I chose the darker unit, but I do like the white lighter unit too, obviously. So yeah, I thought I would do something different over here and make like a chimney or smokestack that actually went up by like the bathroom there and then up through the studio loft area, which gives the loft space a slightly different shape. It also made it a little more tricky to add in like the artist's studio items and things, because you have to kind of work around this little like jutting out part of the wall instead of it being like a flat wall. But it's okay. I think having these slight variations in the floor plan are nice. And obviously you can see the bathroom is the other way, because I thought we have the brick off like the glass part of the shower, which that shower is from Growing Together, one of my favorites, but I thought let's swap it the other way so then we have brick in the lighter unit as well. So it makes sense, I think. Everything is kind of lighter in here, but I still used some wood accents and wood tones and darker colors here. I think my accent color was kind of like a what do you call it? Like a dark like not teal, but like I'm basically there, like a forest green, I guess, in this unit, and then white. And then the other unit was just black, and like I did like yellow and creamy colors and stuff. So over here is a bit more, it's nice, I think. And I think I prefer this living space a little better. I don't know. I think just having the sofa like butt up to the half wall of the kitchen, it's still fine, but like I kind of like it how I did it in this unit, where I put it against the back wall and then have the TV butt up against the kitchen's half wall. It makes the living space feel slightly larger, and I think that's because like you have the dining table right there, and then having the couch in the other unit like right there, it just feels all like close, you know? But this feels a little bit more spacious in its own unique way, but still very cool nonetheless. So yeah, very cool, very fun. But back to the Life and Death expansion pack for a little bit. I've been seeing some stuff floating around on Twitter or X, whatever you happen to call it. I still call it Twitter sometimes. Sometimes I call it X. It's just weird. But anyway, I did see a couple of things. Like there was something that was spotted in the reveal trailer where there was like, it looked to be like diagonal staircases, because the stairs were like placed on an angle in certain spots. And I thought that was just great. I mean, take it with a grain of salt. I don't know if it's going to happen. Don't know if it's going to be a feature we're going to be getting, but that would be amazing if we do, because so many times I've wanted to angle staircases, and there are some like hacky ways that you can kind of achieve that, but it's not like full on, I guess. So I guess the only other thing I would like would be like, spiral staircases, especially for like the lofts like this. Spiral staircase would have been amazing, but oh well. Either way, it looks great. It looks to be a great expansion. I will be doing a giveaway of it as well, so even if you don't pre-order the pack right away, I think the promo usually with like the special items, it usually runs a little while even after the game is out. So you know, but I will be doing a giveaway for Life and Death as well. I'm not sure where I'll do that. Leave a comment below if you would prefer me to not run a giveaway on X or Twitter, but instead maybe somehow run it here or Instagram or something like that. Maybe Instagram would be kind of neat, because then you could just leave a comment under like a post, maybe. I don't know though. X or Twitter is kind of easy, I guess, because there's this website that I use that basically I load in the tweet or the post, and it basically selects a winner for me randomly. So it's like super easy, and I can click and go to their profile and all that fun stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of like it's made for that. So maybe we'll just stick to that because it's just easiest. So if you aren't following me over on X or Twitter, the link is in the video description as well. I will also put a link to the Life and Death reveal trailer in the video description as well. So if you happen to miss that, you can check that out as well. Probably should have mentioned that in the beginning of the video, but hopefully you're still here. If you are, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, because yeah, we do lots of speed builds over here on the channel. Lots of different speed builds. So I'm still building with the new kits, obviously. I do want to do one more build where I use the nursery kit, but like just the nursery kit somehow. Maybe like a room build or something, or like a family house, but it uses the items. I don't know. I have a couple of ideas floating in my head just to do one more build with the kits, just to kind of finish them off and kind of show in the multiple ways you can utilize all the objects. So like here, for example, you can use them in a nice, beautiful loft building. So yeah, we're doing the shared exterior space now, and kind of finishing up here. I did use the air conditioning units from For Rent because I figure once I set the units, this lot is going to require For Rent anyway. So I thought, why not? Just lighting up the exterior now, at least the shared space, and then out the front. I use these pool wall lights and kind of size them down really tiny as they can go, and put them in a couple of different spots, especially like in the main entryway. I just thought it made it look so like modern, but also elegant. And then I used the similar items, like similar lights on the exterior there, like on the concrete portion around the building, but slightly larger than what I did on the inside. I think it looks very cool to have that. It's a nice way to light it up. Gives it kind of like accent lighting, I guess, but in a very modern kind of elegant way. And yeah, we are almost finished. And then we are now into landscaping. I decided to use these tiny trees. I want to say they're from City Living, because I wanted trees out the front, but I felt like if we used like full size trees, or if I attempted to, like size down a tree, it would block most of the front of the building, and I still wanted that to be visible. Also right here, I thought I would build like a fire escape kind of thing, just like a decorative bit, but the game was refusing to let me build stairs. I actually like went out to manage worlds and back in, and it still wouldn't. It just kept saying OP generation failed, and I'm like, oh my god, you're kidding me. So I gave up. I decided, all right, we're not going to do that because the game just is refusing to let me do that. Something else we do change, I do have glass like railings, because originally the roof was supposed to be accessible, but then I realized when I was already finished, I never put access to the roof. So the fire escape was actually going to kind of function as access to the roof spaces, and maybe I would have done that up a bit better. But nope, because we couldn't put it in there. So, oh wow. So the roof is not accessible. I do change out the glass on the front and the back with just the matching brick half wall, which I think in the end makes it look better, I think. And it doesn't look as weird, I guess, having the glass there. Not to say that it is weird, but kind of is. And we're using a lot of debug and live edit landscaping, a lot from base game and growing together. And I was just trying to match up the shrubbery that's off the lot here, so it kind of like continued a little bit as much as I possibly could without the game complaining. And I think I achieved that quite well. So it's nice to have that kind of wrap around and continue. And I mirrored the bushes over here as well off the side. I just thought having a couple more of those over here kind of continues this little like cool little garden space. And those are just base game flowers with a growing together bush kind of sized down. And then out the back, we do a couple of the palm trees that surround this like open area park there. And I do find the same black plate that they sit on. So I was able to fill in the sidewalk around them as well, which I think is much better than just having green and trying to figure out like flowers and stuff. And then the grass here was clipping, but then these nice flowering bushes here actually do clip the windows, which you'll see in the screenshots. I'm so sorry, but just ignore it, or maybe move them, I guess, if you're going to play in the lot, if it really bugs you that much. I was like, I can't. I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm not going to bother with it too much. Doing some exterior lighting, and I think it looks really nice. I was thinking about putting a sign on the roof, but then I'm like, nah. And then I was trying to like, oh, maybe we could use this thing. And I'm like, nope. We're just going to leave it go, I think. But I think there's enough like world related clutter around the lot to make it fit in very well in this particular location. And there's 2 cars parked to the side, though decorative, still nice. And I thought the piping there was pretty cool to have coming up from like the electrical box. And then I did it back here because I imagined it'd be like water pipes that go into like where the bathrooms are. Makes sense. Close enough point, I guess. So yeah, just decorative. They don't function. I also did a non-functional electrical box out by the front door, which you don't actually see unless you flip around that way. I don't show it because it's kind of ugly. And I did do a trash chute, but I also did a dumpster out the side here. Now we're just putting some terrain painting around the edges of the sidewalk here. And I did like a gravel, like a white gravel, which I think is very nice. It's nice to have that instead of doing like, mulch or like garden soil or something. There goes the dumpster. That is an eco living dumpster. But yeah, the build is now finished and we are now into the screenshots. So this is the industrial artist Lofts. I think they're absolutely beautiful. The one unit is kind of hidden right now because I was in lift mode. So we do unhide that when I take actual screenshots. So yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like you have to go into build mode to do that. But then it shows the lot like outline, but yeah, I guess it's not too bad, but it's nicer. You can see the outline of the units here and the loft spaces. This is the front entrance. Kind of nice. I think it's simple, but to the point. And then this is like the main entry hallway with the 2 front doors. This is the dark unit that we're going to go through first. And then I love this living space. I don't know, looking at this now, I kind of like the darker unit just slightly more. But if bright, white, and clean is your aesthetic and what you want, that's also available next door, which we will get to as well. So I don't know, this one just seems like a little more cozier. I think with having like the darker wood floor and then the brick, it just feels a little more warm instead of like cold, I guess is probably why I maybe prefer this one more. Not really sure. I don't know. I'm just drawn to this one. Probably because it's the one I did first, I guess. So I put a little more time and effort into it because it was basically like my template. And then I just kind of mirrored it. But yeah, the view from the loft space is beautiful. Very inspirational for a budding artist using their studio up here. Great views, loads of natural light. Here is the white, bright and clean unit. Again, similar layout, similar furnishings, but different colors and slightly different switch up of the floor plan and some furnishings and just where things are situated, but generally the same footprint. The loft studio space is obviously going to be different in different placement, but I think that makes them more fun and more unique. But I am really happy that I took my time with this speed build. And didn't kind of like rush it out. So that's why there was no video last weekend. So if you were looking forward to one, yeah, I was just taking my time building these babies because I wanted to do it right and not rush and feel rushed. And I feel like I did very well on them. But we are nearing the end, so that is all I had for this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And I do thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.